What's up, guys? Sorry about that. I do apologize. That was camera issues. So here we are. We are finally at the Oscar nominations for 2020. I'm really excited to talk about this. This has been an interesting year for movies, as we're aware. I hope you enjoyed my kind of pre-show stuff. It was um, it was one of the best years of 2000 or of the 2010s or of the decade. I really enjoyed it a lot, immensely. I thought it was a lot of fun, especially the last half of this year, which was, or the last year, I mean, which was insane. I mean, just think about everything that came out between The Irishman and 1917. Um, it was insane because it was so much stuff going on, and it's just like how do you fathom a year like that? And how do you put together an Oscar list? On top of that, I mean, we saw the Golden Globes, Taron Egerton one, which is really cool. But how do you put together a list that could make, the best of the year? You can't. It's impossible. It's like putting together your favorite children if you have five of them. I mean, or if you have like 25 of them, I guess. It's a very hard thing to just, it's just, your mind boggles, but it was a definitely a good year. It was, my God, it was a good year. I mean, look at all the people that they're forecasting to get nominated. 1917, Irishman, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, Marriage Story, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Ford vs Ferrari, Uncut Gems. I mean, the list goes on and on. It just, I mean, what do you guys think? What was your favorite movie of last year? I mean, was it, Uncut Gems? Was it Ford vs Ferrari? Was it like me? Was 1917? I mean, what do you guys think? With Oscar nomination watch. Check. Yeah, I apologize. I have to redo this Twitter thing because my computer decided to screw up on me. Give me one second. I apologize. Okay, that's done. Um, it's so crazy to think about this year, just in general. I mean, just on my list alone, I had 1917 as the best film of the year, which I think is actually one of the best films of the decade. I watched a lot of films. I watched like 106 films, which is a lot for me. I know people that watch like 200 films. It was insane. I mean, like for instance, Uncut Gems. I know a lot of people like, which unfortunately I didn't really care for too much. I hope that, I mean, as much as I wasn't like the biggest fan of that movie, I kind of do hope that Adam Sandler will win an Oscar, or not win, but at least be nominated for an Oscar. I think that would be really cool. Um, I just, it's an, I'm like trying to comprehend like this year, 2019, because it's pretty insane. I mean, just on projection alone, we're gonna have The Irishman, which is gonna be nominated. 1917 is gonna be nominated for several awards. Parasite, which is a lot of people's favorite of the year, is gonna be nominated for several awards. We have Jojo Rabbit, which is gonna be nominated for several thousand awards, and Knives Out will probably. I mean, I'll tell you what, right now, if Knives Out gets nominated for a Best Picture nomination, I'm gonna lose my mind, because that would be awesome. That would be like a huge kind of caveat, or a huge like nod and a huge capper for who Ryan Johnson is, which is just a great filmmaker. He went through so much stuff with The Last Jedi. To see him get like redeemed with Knives Out is just, I think that could be an awesome thing, and just an amazing thing to watch, and I'm just excited for it. I can't wait for to see what happens and to see what gets nominated. I mean, we have. Let's see, what do we have? Let me bring up the. As I'm going off Hollywood Reporter, if anybody's wondering. Like I said, Last Jedi. To see him get outside of like Uncut Gems and maybe Parasite, which I'm in. I wasn't the biggest fan of Parasite. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. let's see what we get nominated. Let's see. We have pretty much like what they're listing. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is gonna get nominated. Irishman's gonna get nominated. 1917 is gonna get nominated for Best Picture. Parasite, you'll probably get both foreign and Best Picture. I mean, it would be kind of weird. It would be like the Life is Beautiful situation. I know Knives Out is getting shut out, but I just have this like sneaking suspicion that it might move in there. I mean, they're literally. I mean, there's like 10 films that they could choose because they go from like I think 5 to 10 or something like that. That could be Best Picture nominated. And yeah, I would like to see Little Women in there, but there's like 1,000 Little Women movies, and as much as I'd like that movie, I would like to see something different. You know what I mean? But I mean, Knives Out would. I mean, think about if Daniel Craig got nominated for an Oscar for Knives Out, or Ana de Armas would have got nominated for Knives Out. I mean, that would be an incredible thing to see. It would be an incredible thing because you would have the two people. They're like outside of Lea Seydoux. It would be they're in the they're in the new Bond movie. So imagine like they put out new trailers like Best Actor Daniel Craig and Best Actress nomination Ana de Armas. I mean, it would be awesome to watch. But I mean, we'll go down the list. Best Director, it's a pretty good list. It's we got Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Sam Mendes, Bong Joon-ho, Noah Baumbach is what they're projecting. I think Taika Waititi is going to get there above Noah Baumbach because think Noah Baumbach is a better as a writer than a actual, for a director position. But like I said, it's the Oscars. They love Noah Baumbach, so I could see that happening. Yeah, Knives Out, definitely a script. I mean, that script was amazing. So I mean, I'm not really like. There's nothing really unique about the director list, but I think it, is what is probably gonna be close to what it's gonna be in the long run. Let's see. I mean, for best actor, I think the fact that Taron Egerton is gonna get an Oscar nomination most likely. If he doesn't, I think a lot of people are gonna riot. But. I mean, yeah, they have Joaquin Phoenix, who's a lock. Adam Driver is a lock. Leonardo DiCaprio is a lock. They say Robert De Niro, I think, is Jonathan Pryce or Antonio Banderas. It's just been the way the Hollywood system's been going for the last few months now with this whole Oscar nomination thing. See, Paul Walter Hauser would be amazing if he got nominated, but it's just not. It's not that year for Clint Eastwood's movies, so I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. Eddie Murphy. If Eddie Murphy gets nominated, I'm gonna be like jumping for joy because he was so good in that movie. It's like I don't. The funny thing about actors, and this is a problem with Jim Carrey with the Truman Show, and this is the problem with Adam Sandler, is they don't seem to like comedian actors. They like the guys that come from SNL or the guys that have stand up. I don't think they like it. I don't think they enjoy it. I don't understand it. Like what was that movie? Punch Drunk Love with Adam Sandler wasn't an amazing performance. It didn't get nominated. Truman Show, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know why they overlooked Jim Carrey. The Golden Globes didn't, but the Oscars did. It was such a shame because he's so fantastic in that movie. And it just Eddie Murphy getting a nomination would kind of like blow people's mind. It would blow my mind, especially. I think it would be insane to watch. But as like I said, I'm going off the Hollywood Reporter. I'm going off what their list says. Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. It's not gonna be a very, amazing, exciting, like go crazy type of year. We're gonna see the same people get nominated as we think they are. So, best actors. See, they have Renee Zellweger as Judy, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. Those are all locks. Charlize Theron's pretty much a lock. They have Saoirse Ronan. I think it's gonna be Cynthia Erivo. If she gets a nomination, it wouldn't be surprising because she's a Oscar darling. But I really hope Aquafina gets a nomination because The Farewell is it's an amazing performance. I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying with Robin Williams, but I'm just talking about in general. I think the SNL crew doesn't get a lot of love. I mean, it's like I don't know. I mean, you are right with Robin Williams, but it's just I just don't think, I don't think they love Adam Sandler. I don't think they love, Jim Carrey. I don't think they love. Well, they did give Eddie Murphy a nomination, which was cool. So we'll throw that out the window. You're right. I apologize. um, but back to the actresses. I mean, it's all pretty normal. I mean, if there's any surprises, like I said, Florence Pugh, which I'm hoping she gets a supporting actress. I think she's actually, if I were to pick the performance that she would get nominated is for Fighting with My Family, because I think she's fantastic in that movie. But Cynthia Erivo probably over Saoirse Ronan, most likely. I don't know. I haven't seen Harriet, so I can't really tell you if that performance was that great. I know the movie didn't get very good reviews, so sometimes the performances will be much better than the movie. But yeah, for a typical actress, which is actually a pretty good year for actresses. Um, I just yeah. So yeah, pretty much. I mean, they did nominate Get Out for Best Picture, so I mean that is good for horror. So excuse me. Best Supporting Actor. Brad Pitt lock for the win this year, so that's already a given. They have Al Pacino and Joe Pesci. I probably Tom Hanks is a lock. They have Anthony Hopkins in here over in the two popes for best supporting actor. I don't know if that's gonna happen. They also have like alternate Jamie Foxx, Taika Waititi, Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf would be an awesome pick for best supporting actor. I think that would be amazing to watch. Because he was so good in like the Peanut Butter Falcon, from what I hear. I haven't seen it, unfortunately, but he was also great in Honey Boy, which I did see, which I really loved. You imagine Taika Waititi getting a nomination for Best Supporting Actor as playing Hitler? That would be insane. I would like laugh and be excited just for that. I mean, it would be one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, ever. I would love that. But I also have Anthony Hopkins. I don't know if I mean, Jamie. I wish Jamie Foxx got more love for the Just Mercy, because that movie was such a good. It was such a good movie. I got to see that like a couple months in advance, and I was telling everybody, I'm like, when this movie comes out, you guys, he gives such a great performance, such a like understated performance that is just. Can I scruff your beard? uh, if you want, I mean, you're more than welcome to, I guess. um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, let me know like other picks that you guys have. Anything I've read so far, let me know what you guys think. I mean, we all know Brad Pitt's gonna win. It's just a given. I think it's one of those like a Martin Scorsese scenario where he's going to win because he deserves it for the amount of stuff he's done in his career. Whether it's actually deserved is a different story, but it is what it is. So, best supporting actress, Laura Dern's gonna win it unless some reason if somebody comes out of the woodwork. She is just amazing in the movie. I think Scarlett Johansson is better in Jojo Rabbit. They're saying she's gonna get a nomination. Jennifer Lopez should be Oscar nominated. I'm sorry. I mean, if they're projecting like an alternate, but if she doesn't get nominated, I think I'm gonna be a little upset by that, because she's so good in that movie. Hustlers came out of nowhere. I mean, literally came out of nowhere for everybody. It was insane to watch, like how good that was in her performance. And have I seen Earthquake Bird? I have not seen Earthquake Bird. Actually, I've been hearing good things about that, or I've been hearing things about that. I don't know if good or bad, but I would be interested to see it. I don't know. I'll give that a check. Thanks for the recommendation on that. Actually, I forgot about. There's a movie called Her Smell with Elizabeth Moss, I think it is. Like everybody's talking about how she should get nominated. I didn't know that movie was a thing. I didn't know it was supposed to be that good. It's written by a director that's not well liked a lot of places, so I was not expecting it. But they come out of everywhere, so that would be funny if Elizabeth Moss got nominated for that. So supporting actress, they have Kathy Bates. I love Kathy Bates, but if you're gonna put anybody in there, Jennifer Lopez, Zal Shuzen, put those two in there, because Zal Shuzen is fantastic in The Farewell. I love her to death in that movie. I think she deserved all the love that she should get, which who knows if she gets or not. Nicole Kidman and Margot Robbie, they have predicted as for Bombshell. I think Bombshell gets more love than it should. That's just my opinion. I like Bombshell. I think it's great, but it's a lot like what was that film? There was a film that came out. I can't remember offhand, but there was a film that came out a couple years ago that was very similar to it. So, best adapted screenplay: The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Two Popes, Joker, Little Women. It's about what I expected for that. So, how much time do we have for the Oscars? Oh, it begins in 5 minutes. I mean, what do you guys think? What if there was any surprises? What would you guys go for? Anything in particular? Um, best anime feature. That's one where I'm a little weird on because they're gonna have Toy Story 4 and Frozen 2. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. That's such an underrated movie. I love that movie, but it just didn't hit my top 10. If they put I Lost My Body, which if you guys haven't seen that, definitely watch it. It's an amazing movie. It is so fantastic. It's something I never thought would be any good. You know, it's about a hand looking for its body, which is really good. Excuse me. Best cinematography, we have 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, Ford vs Ferrari, Joker. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Jojo Rabbit would be cool to get in there. There's a lot of stuff that people don't care about. Best original score. Yeah, I wasn't as big a fan as the Missing Link. Oh yeah, that's a great film. I love Missing Link. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is gonna get an Oscar nomination for best score. I don't think that was the best score of John Williams because it's, you know, the whole sequel trilogy has never been on par with the prequel trilogy as you know, in terms of score. It's just an opinion. We all probably agree with that. The one movie that I'm actually going to bring up that I am kind of sad that is not getting any love is Waves. I don't know how many people have seen Waves or if they've ever watched Waves. It's a very hard film to watch. I've said it, you know, my best of the year. It's a movie, just it's astounding how good it is, and it's just not getting any love. It's just really strange because it has so much like lead up to the beginning of the love for it. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna get any love. I think, you know, Sterling K. Brown's amazing in it, and just I wish I had more love. Uncut Gems. It's a very hard thing to see. The Safdie brothers have never gotten any true love from Hollywood. I mean, they've only done a couple films, but people like Good Boy or Good Time a lot. I said Good Boy is comedy. They love Good Time. I haven't seen it, unfortunately, but Uncut Gems wasn't in my top 10. It just wasn't for me. I just, you know, wasn't a huge fan of it. But like I said in the beginning, if it gets Adam Sandler nomination, I think will be a huge win. We'll get a lot of people's love for the Oscars because, you know, you look at stuff like The Dark Knight, you look at stuff like, you know, I don't know, Avengers Endgame, which won't get nominated for an Oscar, and it's not a good thing because, you know, you have all these people that love these movies and they would get an audience, but, you know, Avengers Endgame is the culmination of everything, and if that were to get an Oscar nomination for best picture, it would be kind of a cherry on top situation. But as far as Uncut Gems, I think if it gets anything, you'll probably get like a screenplay, some cinematography stuff. As far as best picture, it's a crapshoot at this point. And remember, this last half of 2019 was insane. I mean, I said my best of the year. I mean, the first half was not that great. We had like Us and a couple other films. I saw it's If Beale Street Could Talk, which came out in 2018, and Last Black Man in San Francisco, which I'm gonna recommend if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. But yeah, it was just a weird year for, you know, for 2000 for movies until it got to the last end and it just blew up. And I mean, there could be like surprises galore for all we know. I mean, it could be that cool of a year, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, we got a minute 46. I'm actually gonna flip over to that feed so I can get it prepared. Oh shit. I didn't want to do that. Excuse my language. Dun, 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 dun. I have captured two. Don't you love audio issues? Speaker. That's fine. There we go. That's too loud. Sorry, I didn't mean that to be too so loud. And they went to black. Nice of them. But yeah, as we wait for the actual Oscars to start, the nominations at least. Does anybody have like a favorite movie that they loved about 2019? Like I said, mine was 1917.
Live from the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles, please welcome the president of the Academy, David Rubin.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning, and welcome to the brand new David Geffen Theater at the Academy Museum. We can't wait until the museum officially opens later this year, when the world can experience, in person, a sweeping adventure into the greatest movies and movie makers of all time. We're here this morning to announce nominations for the 92nd Oscars. All the nominees are voted on by members of the Academy, an international community of artists. What makes this Oscars so special is that these nominations are given to artists by their peers. Actors nominate actors, editors nominate editors, directors nominate directors. You get the idea.
Yes,
and now
yes,
I'm
I get
pleased
the
to
idea.
introduce this morning's hosts, Issa Rae and John Choate.
Good morning, John and I prepared a big opening, like a monologue.
It was really good. It was really
So
funny.
good, yeah.
A lot of good jokes. But we decided that all people really want to hear is who is nominated. So let's get started. Members of the Academy's Actors Branch nominate
start with
these
actresses.
performances by an actress in a supporting role. Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell.
Yeah, I mean, she was an Oscar darling, so
Laura Dern in Marriage Story.
that was not it.
Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. Florence Pugh in Little Women.
There you go. Thank God.
And Margot Robbie in Bombshell.
All right, so no Shoes and Zhao. That's disappointing.
On to achievement in costume design. The members of the Academy's Costume Designers Branch nominate The Irishman,
Okay. So far,
Jojo Rabbit.
typical. Jojo Rabbit.
Joker,
Joker. Okay.
Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay, so that's
To
usual.
nominate
That's
the
normal.
audience at home for waking up so early.
Congrats. The Sound Branch oversees 2 categories. For achievement in sound mixing, the branch nominates Ad Astra, Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917,
I'm loving the 1917 is going to get a lot of
Once Upon a
nominations.
Time in Hollywood.
There you go.
Clappers, y'all good? You feel okay? Okay. These are the nominees for achievement in sound editing. Ford versus Ferrari. Joker. 1917. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Did you say your son was rooting for Star Wars?
My son told me Star Wars.
I would laugh if Star Wars Rise of Skywalker got a Best Picture nomination.
Here are the nominees for original score voted by the music branch. Joker.
So that's, yeah.
Little Women.
Very good score.
Marriage Story.
Randy Newman.
1917.
Best score of the year, sorry.
And
Hands
Star
down.
Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's a thank
We're
you for
doing
doing
good.
Star
We're
Wars
doing
for so
good.
long.
Yep. The short films and feature animation branch oversees the short film categories.
This is
for
a huge
best animated short
thing for
film.
me.
Here are
I had
the
a friend
nominees.
in the business
Shara,
that was almost had an
daughter.
Oscar nomination for this movie, for his movie Coaster, or at least a
Hair Love.
possible.
Kit Bull.
Kid Bull's fantastic.
Memorable. And Sister. Do you have
Gotta
a
watch
sister?
these.
I do not.
Kid Bull's amazing though.
I won.
For Best Live Action Short Film, the branch nominates Brotherhood, Nefta Football Club,
I feel like they're using a
Neighbor's
soundboard
Window.
when they do the claps. Or they have like 3 people there that can do like many claps.
and A Sister. I don't have a sister, by the way.
I'm sorry for you. Now for another acting category. The nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role are Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood,
All right. It's-
Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, Al Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in
So
Hollywood.
they're pretty much going by the book.
Bunch of
This-
no-names
I feel no surprises coming out of this Oscars.
We still have more nominee announcements. We'll be back at exactly 5:30.
So we got 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So not any surprises whatsoever. We'll be back as soon as in like 5 minutes. Supporting actress: Kathy Bates, Laura Dern, Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, Margot Robbie. Oh, no. Sorry. Those are standard nominations. That's exactly what everybody was predicting. I'm really kind of bothered that they didn't put Zhao Shuzhen. Sorry if I mispronounced that, as a nomination, because like I said, she's fantastic, but that pretty much guarantees, or at least I think, that Awkwafina is going to get a nomination now. Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Brad Pitt, standard fare. You know, that's going to be what I expected. So there's not really any surprises at all. Even in the costuming and the you know, other scores, soundtracks, stuff like that, everything's pretty standard stuff. I mean, it's nothing new, nothing exciting. There's really nothing to be excited. I mean, yeah, I'm excited, but like I said, as terms of surprises, there's really gonna be nothing. What I was saying about the animated short, because I was trying to pay attention, is there's a friend that I have, or somebody I know that works, you know, for a particular studio, and he did on his own with another person a short called Coaster, and it was on the Oscar shortlist, which was awesome. And it just didn't make it to the second round, which is unfortunate. But it would have been really cool. I would have jumped out of my seat if he had gotten an Oscar nomination, because to have somebody, you know, get to that level of success, and he's worked long enough in the studio system that he's had success. So there's nothing to take away from that. But just to see him to get an Oscar nomination would have been amazing. But like I said, it's not really that surprising. I mean, I don't know. I just think that we have our set group of people, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the people that were expected. Like I said, Brad Pitt's definitely winning. Laura Dern's, unless Scarlett Johansson sneaks up there, is definitely winning. So we already have locks there. And, you know, maybe Star Wars Rise of Skywalker gets a score just because of John Williams doing his thing. But like I said, it'll probably go to the Joker, because, you know, that won the best Golden Globe for best score. So I don't know. We'll see. It could be something. It could be nothing. And, you know, I just feel like there could be more excitement in the Oscars. I mean, you know, why wasn't Alan Silvestri nominated for Avengers Endgame for that score? You know, I'm happy that Thomas Newman got nominated for 1917 because that is a mind-blowingly good score. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can go back to I can go back to the list of just standard fare. So they had that was supporting. Yeah, they hit it right on with the supporting nominations. Like I said, Jamie Foxx would have been cool, but I knew that movie wasn't gonna get any love. Supporting actress, they hit it dead on. Jennifer Lopez not getting a nomination is a crime, is a huge crime. I think that I think that's going to be one of the biggest sticking points for this Oscars is the fact that she didn't get a nomination for Hustlers. I think that's an absolute disgusting. It's just showing you that there's not progressiveness, maybe not progressiveness, but just why wasn't she nominated? Why, instead of Kathy Bates, give it to Jennifer Lopez? Because this is her career-defining performance in Oscars, so it's a little troublesome. It's a little bothersome. Yeah, no love so far for Parasite, which is kind of interesting. I'd be interested to see if anything comes out of that. But yeah, it's not right now. No love for that. The best shorts and best the best live action shorts, stuff like that. I hate when they nominate those because I don't watch any of them. Nobody really watches any of them, and it kind of sucks because it's such good material. I watched some of the best documentary shorts or best documentaries, which end up on Netflix and stuff like that, and they were amazing. There was one about a war, people in a war, like medics in a war, which is fantastic. But yeah, like I said, Kit Bull is fantastic. It's a fantastic movie. It's a very emotional journey about a kitten and a pit bull, which is fantastic. It's from, I think, Disney or Pixar. Oh yeah, it's part of the Pixar shorts thing that they do. Yeah, they're pretty white. I'll give you that. There's not really much. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. Like I said, there's gonna be that Oscar so white hashtag coming out of here. I don't know. I'm really bothered that Jennifer Lopez and Zal Shazam didn't get nominated. They were so good in their roles, their respected roles, and it just shows you how hard this year was. It just shows you that we need to be more aware of who's doing what. Doesn't mean you have to nominate, 5 of one nationality and 5 of another. Just kind of be aware, and the Oscars have never been truly aware. But I don't know. We'll go back to because they're getting ready to go back, but I don't know. Here we go. Get rid of that black. Yeah, but she was so good in that movie, though. I know what you're saying, Sean, but she was just, I don't know. I thought she was really good in the movie. But everybody has their opinion, so nobody's faulting you for that opinion. So, what happened? They get lost in the. Okay, I wonder what happened.
For those just joining us, good morning, and for those watching, welcome back. You already know it. The Academy's documentary branch oversees 2 categories. First, the nominees for Best Documentary.
These are ones I love.
American Factory.
Yeah, I hear that's really good. I gotta watch that.
The
A lot of
Cave.
people list.
The Edge of Democracy. For Summer. And Honeyland.
Honeyland, I heard is really good. I gotta check that out as well.
And here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Subject. In the Absence. Learning to skateboard in a war zone if you're a girl.
It's an interesting title.
Life Overtakes Me. St. Louis Superman. And Walk, Run, Cha-Cha.
I think that must be the best collection of titles.
Yeah, I
that
think
category
so.
right there. The newly renamed Best International Feature Film Award is voted on by Academy members across all
This is where
branches
Parasite's gonna
from
get a nomination.
around the world. And the nominees are Corpus Christi, Poland; Honeyland, North Macedonia;
Oh, I think I got it. Oh, that's cool.
Les Miserables, France.
Maybe not about the play.
Pain and Glory, Spain. And Parasite, South Korea.
Hold it down. The production design branch nominates these films for achievement in production design. The Irishman. Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit getting that love.
1917. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Parasites.
Parasites.
That's production
Yeah,
design.
probably.
I used to do production design.
No way.
I didn't, yeah.
You lied to me.
That's not funny.
Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing, voted by the Academy's Film Editors Branch. Ford versus Ferrari. The Irishman. Jojo Rabbit.
Oh.
Joker. And Parasite.
Hey.
Okay. That's a good list.
Great.
Those are like the
For
unsung
achievement
heroes.
in cinematography, the cinematographer's branch nominates the following films. The Irishman.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Joker. The Lighthouse.
Ooh, nice job. Nice on the Lighthouse.
1917. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's good. I like Lighthouse getting some love there.
You got this? We're doing great.
think I do.
We're killing it.
Are we?
Nominate us.
All right, yeah. I like that talk. The Academy's Visual Effects Branch nominates the following films for achievement in visual effects. Avengers.
Yeah, exactly,
Endgame,
Darcy. Avengers, the only thing it's going to get.
The Irishman. The Lion King.
Lion King, no. Why visual?
1917.
Yeah, put on my notes.
And Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Why would you nominate the Lion King for
Son
visual?
wins again.
Whatever.
Killing it.
Whatever.
For achievement in makeup and hairstyling, the members of this branch nominate the following films. Bombshell.
Yeah.
Joker.
Special for
Judy. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
good ones.
And 1917.
I don't know if I put 1917 there, but
sure.
yeah, you know, I love the movie, so
Best
sure.
animated feature film is voted on by the short films and feature animation branch, as well as members of the animation community across all branches. Here are the nominees. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. I Lost My Body.
Yeah.
Klaus. Missing Link.
Woo, this is
And Toy Story 4.
wow, no Frozen. Holy shit.
For
No
achievement
Frozen.
in original
That is
song,
insane.
the music branch nominates I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4.
Awesome.
I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man.
Great song.
I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough. Into the Unknown from Frozen 2. And Stand Up from Harriet.
Wow, no
Saucy song title.
no Aladdin or
The
Lion
Writers
King.
Branch
That's awesome.
oversees 2 categories. First, here are the nominees for writing adapted screenplay. The Irishman, Steven Zalian.
Steve Zalian's one of my favorite writers.
Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi.
Yes, he finally got a nomination. So happy.
Joker, Todd Phillips and Scott Silver.
For Todd Phillips, another nomination.
Little Women, Greta Gerwig. And The Two Popes, Anthony McCartan.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Strong.
Sean, Greta done slipped in there.
Yeah. And for writing original screenplay, the members of the branch nominate Knives Out, Ryan
Yes.
Johnson.
Touchdown.
Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach.
Did it.
1917, Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson Cairns.
That's kind of a...
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino. And Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, Han Jin-won.
Knives out.
That was a lot of names.
Who gets Best Picture?
I'm so proud of you. For performance by an actor in a leading role, the Actors Branch nominates Antonio Banderas
Yeah.
in Pain and Glory,
I haven't seen the movie, but hey, good for him.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver in Marriage Story,
I think she'll win, but let's just see.
Joaquin Phoenix
Joaquin.
in Joker, and Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes.
So yeah, Antonio Banderas is the kind of
For
the
performance
transition
by
one.
an actress in a leading role, the Actors Branch nominates Cynthia Erivo in
See, I
Harriet.
know it.
Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story.
Scarlett getting that double nomination.
Saoirse Ronan in Little Women.
All right, there you go. That's kind of what they were predicting.
Charlize Theron in Bombshell. And Renee Zellweger in Judy.
Renee Zellweger's gonna win this one. I think
Oh, ladies.
she's a lock for that one.
For achievement in directing, the Directors Branch of the Academy nominates The Irishman, Martin Scorsese,
Okay, that's about right.
Joker, Todd Phillips,
Really?
1917,
got
Sam
it.
Mendes,
Got left out.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino, and Parasite, Bong Joon-ho.
Nice.
You want TD out.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to those men.
Joker.
And finally, all voting members of the Academy have nominated the following films for Best Picture.
Ford versus Ferrari. Peter
Wow.
Chernin, Jano
Okay.
Topping, and James Mangold.
Good
producers.
movie. Best Picture? Probably not.
The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Jane Rosenthal, and Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, producers.
Jojo Rabbit, Carthew Neal, and Taika Waititi.
Jojo
producers.
Rabbit. Nomination for Taika.
Joker, Todd Phillips, Bradley Cooper,
People are gonna be
and
so
Emma
happy about Joker.
Tillinger-Koskoff, producers.
Little Women, Amy Pascal, producer.
Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach and David Heyman, producers.
I'm a little worried here.
1917,
Never mind.
Sam
Not worried now.
Mendes, Pippa Harris, Jane
I was gonna be
Ann
mad if I didn't
Kendren,
get nominated.
and Callum McDougall, producers.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, David Heyman, Shannon McIntosh, and Quentin Tarantino, producers.
And Parasite, Kwak Shin-hye and Bong Joon-ho, producers.
All right, so go ahead. Double nomination for Parasite.
It's okay.
Congratulations to all the nominees.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and watch to see who wins the gold at the 92nd Oscars Sunday, February
Yeah,
9th.
Knives Out.
We did it.
We can get nominated.
Go to bed, guys.
Okay. Let me turn that off so I can't hear any more of that. You know, people love Joker, man. I can't fault them for loving that film. Best Picture, though, is it really? It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a lot of interesting discussions about Joker getting a Best Director nomination because I don't think he's the best director. Taika Waititi or Ryan Johnson should have gotten in there. Just honest opinion. You know, I think because how much the Joker made. I mean, it is what it is. I don't nominate the people. I have no say in it. But, you know, going back, we'll go back through the list as they were read out. see. The best foreign films: Honeyland, Parasite, Les Miserables, Pain and Glory. I don't know Corpus Christi at all, so I can't talk on that. But the other four I've heard are fantastic. I heard are amazing films. So cool. Yeah, sure. There it is. We have for best. I think the one thing people are gonna be also upset is the best cinematography. Yes, cinematography. Is The Irishman, which is no nothing new. Joker. Yeah, I was always gonna get nominated for that. Lighthouse is gonna be a lot of people's sticking points with the nominations at all because it got one nomination. Willem Dafoe, who a lot of people wanted to get a nomination, didn't get a nomination. But it got a cinematography nomination, which it deserves. 1917 is the big winner of this year, of course. I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Irishman and Joker. Lion King for visual effects. No, I'm sorry. Who thinks? One, that movie is like in between like different worlds of problems in general. So the fact that it got a nomination for a visual effect award is just. I don't know what they're thinking. Yeah, it has some cool, animation, which is exactly what it is. It's an animated film. But at least it didn't get an animation Oscar nomination, which is cool. But for visual effects, I mean, no. But animated films, this is a big surprise, to be honest. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, yes, absolutely. I Lost My Body, yes, watch that 100%. That's my favorite anime movie of this year. Klaus is supposed to be really good. Missing Link is really good. Toy Story 4 is really good. But no Frozen 2. That is okay. No Frozen 2. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see no Frozen 2. I mean, that's a lot of people's like favorite anime movie this year, and they didn't get nominated, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's pretty insane. But at least Missing Link, Klaus, and Lost My Body got nominated. So Netflix is hitting out of the park this year, which is pretty cool. Screenplay, Irishman, Steve Zalian, which is one of my favorite writers. Like I said, Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi, who got nomination for that. Joker. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm basing it off like Joaquin Phoenix's performance more than anything. I think that's what sets it apart from anything. But people love Joker, so Greta Gerwig for Little Women. That's pretty what I was expecting, so that's cool. Two Popes, awesome. I haven't seen it, but I'll watch it eventually. So, original screenplay. Knives Out, Ryan Johnson's finally an Oscar nomination screenwriter, but he's always been a favorite in my heart. So, Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach, should have gotten a director possibly nomination, but that's whatever. 1917 is the kind of the outlier. It's a great film. Is it a great screenplay though? Yeah, sure. I think Lulu Wang got kind of screwed over. That's the other thing. Farewell didn't get nominated for Best Picture. Did it even get Best? No, it didn't get any love. It got not even Aquafina. Because I'm so invested inside. No, it got no love at all this year. How can you not give love to Farewell? Farewell is such a great movie. And the fact that it didn't get any love is just going to prove that the issues with the Oscars and how they're not giving. Then we got no foreign language film. We got nothing. Oh my god, it's so bad. Knives Out, Marriage Story, Parasite is the big foreign film of the year. It always has been. But Farewell, I mean, come on. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, yeah, that's pretty standard. Tarantino's a big Oscar bait catcher. So, for Best Actor, Antonio Banderas was the kind of like the transition spy. Who knows if he was gonna get it? Leo for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Leo's Leo. Adam Driver, I think, should win it, but everybody wants Joaquin, which Joaquin deserves it. So, Jonathan Pryce, that's a typical list. So I'm not gonna get into any details. What do they have? Best Actor. Oh, Taron Egerton to get nominated. That's gonna rile up a few feathers. He got Best Golden Globe, but didn't get Best Oscar nomination. That's pretty interesting. Best Actress. Cynthia Erivo was predicted to get a nomination, but it was kind of on the fence. Scarlett Johansson, Saoirse Ronan, Charlize Theron, Renee Zellweger. Nothing new, nothing special. It'd be kind of cool if Awkwafina got nominated, but that's a different story. Let's see, best director. This is another sticking point with me. Irishman, of course, is Martin Scorsese. Joker, I absolutely don't think Todd Phillips should have got nominated. I think it should have been, it could have been Taika Waititi. It could have been Ryan Johnson. Just none of these movies get love. I mean, it's just the marketing of the problems. 1917, of course, absolutely. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite. Great list outside of Joker. No. I mean, yeah. And of course, the best picture, like I said, No Farewell, Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite. I don't know. I mean, it's a good list. There's no doubt. No, somebody asked in the chat earlier about Uncut Gems. There you go. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew Adam Sandler wasn't going to get nominated. Prepare for his worst film ever now. No love for the Safdie brothers in any form or fashion. Knives Out, like I said, it got a couple nominations, but it would have been so nice to see a Best Picture nomination. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I hate odd numbers, so give it an even number. Give it to something. Give it, Uncut Gems, Knives Out, Honey Boy. Honey Boy didn't get any love. Neither did the Peanut Butter Falcon. Got no love. I don't know. You always come out disappointed because you want certain films to get nominated, but just once again, is the nature of the beast. People are voting on this. There's a lot of films that came out last year that were, heavy hitters that, apparently didn't get nominated. So it is what it is. It sucks. You wish for more. You wish for more diversity. You wish for more something. Jennifer Lopez not getting a nomination. I mean, I guess that, whatever. I think she could have deservedly gotten a nomination, but, it's still a good group of cast, Paul Walter Hauser would have been a cool surprise for, Richard Jewell, but yeah, there's not really much else to talk about. Like I said, it's Lupita Nyong'o is gonna be a sticking point for a lot of people because she's great in Us. Like I said, Florence Pugh got a nomination, so her career is already skyrocketed, so it's just gonna go even further, which is deserved as all get up. But yeah, that's it. That's the Oscar nominations. You come out, like I said, come out a little defeated. Just Frozen 2, man. That's crazy. Apollo 11 didn't get nominated, that documentary that everybody loves. So, anyways, that'll do it. That's all I have to talk about with the Oscar nominations. When I post this, just comment below what you think. What you don't, if you like it, if you don't like it, all that good stuff. But yeah, otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.